Okay, thank you. Hmm? You don't have any photos? Oh, yeah. Maybe you give them the link or something. Publish a link so that they can look at them themselves. Share the links so that we don't have to display those copyrighted materials. Here locally, but don't do it online. Right, YouTube, give them the link. Well, hello everyone. Thank you all for coming. We are really having some hectic times right now for us because we are preparing. We are to do a short Relics exhibit at Dharma Treasury Temple in San Francisco, starting tomorrow. So the past couple of months or so has been real hectic for us, trying to finish remodeling and preparing. This is the first time ever that we are sharing the Relics exhibit, the Relics collection in Northern California. And the plan is eventually split them in half here in Northern California, half in Southern California. And the Koreans have their own sub-collection as well. They have their own collection, actually pretty impressive collection as well. Okay, hopefully for Korea, we plan to do an exhibit maybe sometime next year, April or so. Maybe then the pandemic would be over and the travel restriction will be relaxed, and maybe many people from Asia can go there and take a look. Each collection is different, actually. They're not the same. It turns out the collections take on different meanings. For example, relics are really Buddhist miracles, if you will. These relics are really extraordinary. For example, you heard probably of Master YongHua's disciples and his relics. His Master YongHua disciples, some of them passed on early, and they got cremated, and they got some relics. They claimed to have some relics, some Taiwanese relics, Taiwanese sangans. And it's not surprising because typically the relics are the crystallizations of the virtuous deeds, the accomplishments that these beings realized while they were here in this world, so they left those behind. So, for example, Master YongHua, I asked for some links for you to see Master YongHua when he passed. They cremated him, and he has something like several thousand relics. Can we see some? We cannot publish these things because they are probably copyrighted. So we provided you with some link. You can look at yourself on your computer. We couldn't find our own. We have some of the photos ourselves. So I recognize these relics. By the way, I found some at Blue Mountain Temple, hard copies. Those photos, the small photos they used to develop on these films, long time ago. So these relics we see online from these links here, they look really familiar. Look at that. They are bone relics or whatever. They look pretty amazing. And so, are these all his relics? You recognize them? You don't? You're not into this? Okay. I will have to confess to you that I don't know much about relics. I'm really very ignorant. Our expert is Master Thiền, the abbot of Dharma Church Temple and Gold Forest here, meditation, Chan Meditation Center. He knows a lot more about relics, and he's very enthused about it. He got tremendous responses from relics himself personally and many people. And so I was there when they cremated Master YongHua, and I didn't like it because they made me standing guard on his corpse before they cremated, and for 2 hours on a stretch. And then they cremated him. It took like 10, 12 hours. And finally, they picked out all these relics from the ashes. And I was given one of them, and somehow they got stolen. Maybe I don't deserve to keep them or something. But it was given to me by the official at the CTTB, so I didn't steal it myself. But that one relic, piece of relic there, was stolen from me anyway, when I was at Lu Mountain Temple. So anyway, so you see, I saw a lot more photos of the relics that Master YongHua have from Lu Mountain Temple. So I know them to be real. They're real to me, and they are incredible manifestations of the virtuous deeds he did, the many important things he helped create, or the people he trained, and the accomplishments that he did while he was here in our world. So these are really miraculous Buddhist things that should not be taken lightly. And so, but that's his side, and that's what I call Chinese Mahayana. Okay. But for us, it's different in that we have the Buddha's relics that came to us. And unlike Master YongHua, they multiplied like crazy. The first relics I got were from Master Thiền, the old monk, and from these photos here, they seem to be like attached to the bones, right? And some of them were different colors and so forth. Okay, so probably more than several thousand. Look at that. Oh, so stop. So see, these are the looks like crystallization that's still attached to the bones on this particular photo here. You can go through, scroll through the photos yourself and look at those. There's hard evidences of his virtuous deeds. He realized a lot of great things in our world, and that's how it works. Relics come about because you really have some significant contributions, very important contributions. And it's not surprising because he's being a great teacher, a great patriarch, one of the rare patriarchs that came to our world. And so, but anyway, for our case, it's slightly different in that these relics of Master YongHua are fixed. They don't, I don't think new ones come out anymore. When ours were given to us, the first one came to us, was given to us by Master Thiền, the abbot of this temple here, when he was still a lay person. So I call it 10,000 relics because he gave us a lot of relics, his own personal collection. He said, these relics here are meant to be enjoyed and appreciated by people. I've been having these at my house for years, and it's useless. So you should share them. So we accepted the collection, and because of that, many more people stepped up and offered us more relics, and more relics actually appear into our collection, to the point where our collection probably numbers in over 1 million relics. And the significance are different. Our relics are different in the sense that the colors have different meanings. These new baby relics from the tooth, from the finger bones and so forth, have different meanings. They're from brown color to dark blue to azure to dark green to light green, yellow, orange, red, and so forth. Purple, for example, is the color of the disciples amongst us who are enlightened. Okay, and so our relics, the color, these baby relics, the colors have a certain meaning. Okay, for example, red would denote people who have accomplishments in Chan. Okay, dark blue, I will tell you right now, are 4-stage Arhats. So when you come to our Relics exhibit, whether it's here or Southern California or Korea, we'll give you some baby relics to Korea as well. You see the multicolored things? Those are the different people who practice the different Dharma doors, our American Mahayana Dharma doors, and they have such accomplishments. They're enlightened, they're 4-stage Arhats, they're 3rd-stage Arhats, they're 1st-stage Arhats, they're no Arhats at all. Those are clear, they like us. Those clear ones, they like us, but they don't want to be Buddhist. So one of them is probably Daniel, our famous Daniel, the Catholic Daniel, who you all keep on hearing about. Okay, he's the white, probably teeny tiny white, at best. But anyway, so it's funny for me personally. The old monk is so enamored with it. He knows so much more about relics than myself. So you have to listen to him. So when we have a relic exhibit in Korea, we hope to be able to bring him to Korea as well to tell you more about it himself. Okay, but he keeps on. He told me recently, for example, yesterday at lunch, he said a new relic appeared in the here at Gold Forest, and it's a big relic, and I haven't seen it yet. And I thought about it. I said, "Wow, a relic is pretty big." And it came recently. So I thought about it. I said, that's it. That's that person. Who it is? It's for me to know and for you to find out. Okay? And so it's kind of cool. These are really, really wonderful manifestations to help us deepen our faith. Okay? They have healing properties as well. Some of the people, they got closer relics, they got healed. Okay, they have some chronic pains and illnesses, they got healed and so forth. This stories really are incredible. They're really wild, if you will. We have, for example, at Mountain Temple, we have this blue big bowl about the size of almost the size of a soccer. Well, about 80% the size of a soccer, okay? And it was given to us specifically from Vietnam, okay? And they got it from somewhere in Asia. And it's apparently a monk was meditating in that particular country. And he was told to go, and if my story is a little bit off, please forgive me, because it's too fantastical for me to believe myself. So that monk was told to go to the seashore, okay, to the sea, and he went to the beach, and he saw that pink ball there. Okay, it's really heavy. It's like, I'd say about 40 50 pounds. Okay, it's really, really heavy, and not for weak people like you girls. You cannot lift it. Okay, but they saw that rise from the water into the surface. Okay, and that's how it was given to us, and they knew that. They knew it's for us. That monk knew it's for us, so he called us and said, "Hey, come and get it." Okay, and I never took it seriously. And I was Master Xianchu. Our abbot says it's for me, to do the Dharma propagation at Wei Mountain Temple. So it's going to stay at Wei Mountain Temple. You want to see it, you have to go down there and see it. We cannot move it around, because we're afraid it might lose its magical properties. Okay, but there's a rich man. He had some chronic illnesses and pain that wouldn't go away, no matter what the doctors did, and he was carrying that relic. Okay, helping move that relic. Okay, and he was blessed by Master Xianchu, and chronic pain went away. He's healed. And he brought his brother who has some problems as well, okay, and to come and hold that relic thing. And the brothers had a 50% reduction on his chronic pain and so forth. Okay, so these relics are really miraculous. They're incredible things that I don't dare say much about them because I don't know enough, and therefore, in our world, if I don't know and I claim to know and say those fantastical things about the relics, I can't. It's forbidden. Yeah, for me as a monk, it's called a great lie. Okay. And it's not worth it for me unless you pay me a lot. Now I'm willing to lie. But unless you have a lot of money to make me feel like lying, to impress you, to get the money, it's not worth it for us to say these things. Okay? So that's why these are really Buddhist miracles that are here for some reason. I'm more in a Chan, Pureland side. I'm not into relics, and yet the Buddha feels it's still necessary to help people develop faith. When you do Chan, you practice Chan like all of you, you get results through your hard work, through your efforts, okay, through your diligence. And so you become the miracle yourself. You see the results of the spiritual practice, physically, as well as mentally, as well as spiritually. Case in point, personally, when I was 18, my doctor in Vietnam told me I had scoliosis. You know what that is? It's the spine being bent. It's not straight. And so she told me that it's nothing that can be done. You just have to live with it, and you have to exercise to straighten the spine every day, whatever, but nothing can really fix it. So this year, after the Chanchi, I decided, I should try to fix it and see if it could be done. So after we started resuming our regular activities, I started fixing it while meditating. So Xian Shun, our vice abbot of Blue Mountain Temple, she says, "Master, when you meditate, you move like crazy. And you tell people not to move, but you move." I couldn't tell her I'm trying to fix my scoliosis. But anyway, so that's what I did. So I think my scoliosis problem is 90% fixed. Okay, 100% is not good. You should be still sick so that you have the motivation to work harder. Okay. Anyway, so in Chan, the miracles. My point in Chan, the miracles in you. you practice Chan, you see how healthier you are, how more energetic you are, more patient you are, and so forth. And so you see, you develop the faith yourself. Pureland, the same thing. Pureland, you have some experiences for yourself personally, or for the people who died and went to Pureland and came back in your dreams and tell you about it and so forth. Okay, repeatedly, we have so many of those cases. But the relics repeatedly have new ones. And they appear in so many people, in front of so many people. When I first came to Lu Mountain Temple, Sarah and like several people were sitting there in a lunch hall in Lu Mountain Temple, and I brought the baby's relics out, and in front of several people, in front of myself, they're actually moving inside the container, the crystal container, the clear container. It's a huge container that holds about a few 100,000 baby relics, and they're moving. Okay, or another case I realized personally is that those are baby relics of different colors, all mixed together, and all of a sudden, one day, one container was separated, blue, yellow, red, totally separated by themselves. We never touched it. So it's just so fascinating, these miraculous things, that I, as a logical person, educated person, honestly, I didn't believe it until I saw these things. I saw too many such stories of these people who are wealthier than I am, healthier than I am, smarter than I am, richer than I am, and so forth. And I got to believe them. Okay? So the relics are designed to help us, all of us, develop faith. It's incredible. So, and you never know, since many of you are coming from out of town here, they're here again, you're here again, and helping with the Relics Exhibit, maybe you come and you pray and see your own miracles. Huh? Okay? All right, so do join us if you can. If you can, I think Master Xianche plans to have some kind of online tour or something, huh? Is that right? Is what I heard? No? Oh, okay. Well, I don't care. All right. So, we're going to have this here in the U.S. Through Labor Day weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So do come, tell your friends or whatever to come and take advantage of this incredible opportunity. Okay? All right. Any questions, comments? Oh, question. Go ahead. Conch.
저 명상을 시작한 지 얼마 안 된 초보자인데요. 명상을 하다 보면 50분쯤 되니까 손이 저리면서 잘 안 움직여져요. 그래서 이게 괜찮은 과정인지 일단 궁금하고요. 그 다음에 명상할 때 좀 염불이나 틀고 하면 좀 집중이 잘 되는 것 같은데 그렇게 해도 되는지 질문 드립니다. 염불이요. 스마트폰 같은 걸로 염불 됐나요?
Master, I'm a beginner meditator. I have a question. So when I get into the meditation into 50 minutes, I start to feel that my hand becomes numb and I can't move my hand. Is this a normal phenomena? And also, when I meditate, I realize if I listen to some kind of recitation, it actually helped the meditation. Is this okay? Do you think that will be acceptable?
Okay, sure. What kind of recitation, what kind of thing does she listen, or does she recite?
아, 네네. 그 연부를 따로 하는 건 아니고 스마트폰으로 연부를 틀고 해도 되는지 해서요. 예, 예 아니고요.
I'm sorry, Master. She's not actually started, but she's planning to. So she's wondering if that will be helpful for her to sit for meditation.
What does she plan to recite?
Actually, she's going to turn on, she's going to listen from her cellular phone.
Okay.
And then...
Listen to what?
Thank you.
Be specific. She was hoping to listen to some kind of recitation. Okay? So what kind of recitation? That's my question.
뭐 제가 지금 다른 절에서 다니는데 거기에서 뭐 하는 게 화엄경 약창계라든지 관세음보살 정근 계속 반복하는 거예요. 그냥 관세음보살만 반복하는 거고요. 네. 그리고 화엄경 약창계는 그 따로 그 있더라고요. 쭉 뭐라고 해야 되지? 그 읽는 그 저기가 있어요. 연부라는 내용이 있어요. 그대로.
So there are two types of recitation that she might planning to listen. Number one is reciting Guanxian Posa, Guanyin Bodhisattva, and then another one is possibility is some kind of recitation from Avasamtaka Sutra.
Okay. Who recites it?
그 스님이 그 절의 스님이 하신 거예요.
She visited another temple, and one of the monk from that temple recited these two type of recitations.
Excellent. Which temple is that? I'm very specific. And which monk is that?
그 능인선원이라는 데서 지광 스님이거든요. 아니요, 한국 스님이세요. 원래 한국 스님. 네네네.
The name of temple is Nung Sun Won, and the monk's name is Ji Guang Sinim.
Okay. Okay. I don't know the monk. I don't know the temple. I don't recognize the temple. So, in general, if you like the recitation, it's good. But not all recitations are the same. If you to recite Wan Yin's name is good, and to recite the Avatamsaka Sutra is also very good. However, you have to be careful about who recites. Okay? If the person who recites it is his kung fu is not very high, it's not good for you, first of all. In that case, for example, if those people who recite, there are a lot of monks and nuns who specialize in recitation. They have good voices. They are very skilled in the rhythms and doing music and recitation and conducting ceremonies. Their voices are very, very good. However, their samadhi level is too low, so that when you listen to those recitations, for example, in Taiwan, you have a lot of these tapes where you can go to the Buddhist stores and buy them. or you get them for free. Those recitation machines, like the Buddha's name, Emitofuo, and so forth. And they will get those things, and they're very musical. They have music. It has all musical instruments. They're very nice. They're very nice to listen to. Well, when I listen to them, I used to like them. Nowadays, I listen to them. They're empty. They don't do anything for me. Actually, they become annoying because it's like noise. Okay, so she's new, so I'm pointing it out to her that the person who recites matters because, for example, I'm not talking about the Sunim here and that particular monk, but let's say a simple thing like a Buddha's name, Emitofuo. But the way that the Taiwanese do it, and it's so musical, so pleasant, so pretty, so powerful, so attractive. However, they're noises to me, and they're very annoying to me. I listen to them, I don't feel, it's like I'm meditating and someone plays music next to me, okay, in my ears. And that is not good for my meditation. So my point being that the person who recites, the level is very important, meaning that if their samadhi level is lower than you, then it becomes noise to you. Okay, it distracts you from your meditation practice. So if you want to listen to recitations, make sure you pick something that is, whether it's Avatamsaka Sutra or the Wan Seum Bosal name, or the Buddha's name, so forth, but has becoming from someone who's much higher samadhi level than you. Okay, that's a rule of thumb. If you want to listen, do that. Or if you could, instead of listening, you could recite those names yourself. You make your own music, okay, so that you are not influenced. But at your level, since you're beginning, it should be okay for you to listen to those recitations. However, I'm cautioning you. When I was a novice, I used to listen to a lot of my Chinese masters' ceremonies. Okay, they're very musical. For example, you guys heard of the Great Compassion Repentance. They still have that what I call pale-faced nun, whose voice is beautiful. Okay, she has such a beautiful voice, so they would even sell her recording of Great Compassion Repentance. You can go to their stores and you buy it, whatever, $10, $15, whatever, and it's so beautiful. And a lot of monks and nuns in that side of Mahayana use it as a guide for their standard, for their recitation and so forth. I used to listen to it, and after a while, after I meditated on my own a while, I was very afflicted by it because she's too afflicted for me. Okay, so it's annoying. It is creates afflictions in me instead of helping me with my meditation, with my recitation, with my ceremonies. I know of some colleagues who also listen to their ceremonies, and they don't realize how damaging it is because these people's samadhi are not there. You don't realize that when we do ceremonies, okay, you Sunims have to pay attention here. When you do ceremonies, your samadhi level matters because it affects the listeners, the participants. So that's why in a Chinese system, the Weino and the Yue Zhong, the person who hits a big woodfish, you don't have that in a Korean system. In the Chinese system, you have the Weino, which is the cantor, the person who controls, to conduct the ceremonies and hits a big bell and a handbell. And the next person, his assistant or her assistant, is the big woodfish. Okay, those two people are critical because their samadhi level has to be high enough so that they are helping the assembly. And to make sure that's the case, the abbot stands in the middle of the temple. The abbot has a function, not just to collect your money and take photos with you and have tea with you. But his job is to make sure that his samadhi level helps all of you as well. So that's why when you go do a Chinese ceremony, okay, with those people, it's another form of Chan meditation. You can get enlightened too. Okay, so that's why for us, we take it very seriously. Maybe we don't sound as good, but our samadhi level matters. And we're supposed to meditate 2 hours before we do any ceremony. Okay, because that's our jobs. This is when you can be helped. Okay, so the ceremonies to us is very, very important. But nowadays, I went to Taiwan, went to Chinese temples, even Xianan there, who's probably has been teaching you Son over there. You know, she used to go, now she went to Master Xinhua's temples, and she complained. She says, oh, these people, the ceremonies are horrible, okay? She didn't know back then, she was still a layperson, she didn't know back then that's because their samadhi level is so low compared to ours. So that's why once you get used to the level, it really becomes noise. Anything lower becomes noise to you, afflicts you, instead of helping you enter samadhi. Okay? So be careful when you listen to those things. I don't know I haven't heard of many recitations in Korean, but I know in general, I went to, for example, Jogesa, right? The headquarters of the Jogye order, the big temple there. I listened to, I went there several times. I listened to the Weno Sunim, and they all have very good voices. They all very good with musically speaking. They can keep a rhythm, and they can really chant. But my criticism is that the sound is good, but samadhi is not. And therefore, it doesn't help the assembly at all. For us, when we do ceremonies, is to help the participants and the listeners. So we take it very seriously. We're not just simply doing it for the sound of the music and the technical aspects, but our primary objective is to help you build your samadhi level. Okay? And so you can listen, you will, but that's okay. But be careful. Choose the good from the good sunims who have some kung fu. And they are not necessarily good skill-wise. For example, when I was practicing, I listened a lot to these ceremonies in Chinese ceremonies by these Taiwanese and Chinese monks. And I was very impressed. I remember this one monk here, when you recite the praise of Amitabha Buddha, he can do 1 or 2 lines of the Emitofuo and so forth. Okay, see, I cannot finish in one breath. He could finish in 1 breath, 1 sentence. That's how long his breath is. He's very, very famous. Okay, and his kung fu is not bad. That's how he's able to do that. Okay, so you want to listen to such people who have some real skills, some real samadhi levels, whether it's Chinese, whether it's Korean, whether it's Sri Lankan, whatever. I think it's something that the Buddhists, Mahayana Buddhists, don't keep track of anymore because they fail to train, help their Sanghans develop samadhi. That's why this knowledge is lost. But for us, it's important. Okay? So be careful. Yes, you can listen, but careful about who you listen to. I think would help you initially right now, but there's a danger where, remember that nun there, that pale-faced nun who is very good, has such a beautiful, beautiful voice. she's still afflicted. So it plants the wrong seeds in you. Seeds of affliction. So I would not even bother listening to her, no matter how good she sounds. I say, this is not personal attack. I'm telling you because I made those mistakes. I still see people making those mistakes. Okay? So that when you do the ceremonies, your state of mind is very important. You cannot be afflicted. Yes, Orange.
Thank you, Master. I have a related question. So the question is, Okay, thank you, Master. I have a related question. So you taught us to listen to either Venerable YongHua's Dharma talk or yours. And so that's a very efficient way of planting good seeds. And my question...
Same thing. When you listen to those people who recite and they don't have samadhi power, what are you doing? You're planting the wrong seeds as well. That's the danger.
Right.
Not just listening to the talk alone, but ceremonies also plant seeds in you. So if these people who do ceremonies are afflicted, it's not good for you.
Yes. Can you please elaborate why the good seeds are so efficiently planted through sound by the sages? And then say if we read sutra or the mantra. Thank you.
The transmissions by sound. So in our world, the teaching, the seeds are planted by sound, by us doing ceremonies for you or explaining a Dharma to you. That's the most important form. So that's why you notice, for example, why when we, after a chant class, what do? We plant seeds in you for an hour. In his Chinese temples, they plant seeds for 20 minutes. I plant seeds for an hour, 3 times as many seeds for you, okay? Because we're in a hurry, okay? Trying to catch up and beat you Chinese people, okay? So that's why we do more. So the sound is a very efficient form of planting seeds. For example, in the ceremonies when, for example, our people, we have trainees up here, so sometimes we have sunims or people who do ceremonies are not good enough, samadhi power is not good enough, but it doesn't matter. The temple you go to, the places you go to, okay, you receive help. Okay, that's part of the training as well. So many ways we do to make sure that when you attend these events, you're receiving help. All right, so in the cases where, for example, the people who conduct the ceremonies, like the sunims, their samadhi level is not quite there, but then we enhance it. We do other things to help you as well. Okay, trade secrets, if you will. Okay, so these training are. The details matter. You cannot, you ignore the details, you miss out on great opportunities. Okay? So, short, simple answer, you can listen if it helps you initially, but right now, she can sit for 50 minutes, okay, and that's very good. The way she's there, she can do full lotus, yes? Yeah, Korean lady.
질문이 뭐죠? 아, 네네. 네네.
Yeah, the legs are very flexible.
예.
She can easily do full lotus. And so she can sit for 50 minutes, that's very good. Breakthrough, okay, for an hour, okay. until for her, the first objective is to sit until it hurts, okay? And then sit longer until breakthrough and stops hurting. It's not about an hour. An hour is just a rule of thumb. But the objective is to sit until it hurts and then continue to sit until it stops hurting. That's your first milestone. Okay? Then you have some real skills that you can use. Okay? All right. Now, the first question is when she sits and the hands are numb and so forth, is a good thing. She has some issues in the arm there. So the numbness is that it's being healed. So continue to sit. Don't worry about it. Eventually, will clear up. And the sign you can tell, she can tell, of the improvement is number one, the numbness will go away. Number two, she'll have increased flexibility in the arm, wherever it hurts. Okay? That's a sign that has been healed. Okay, so don't worry. Yes, next question here.
Hi, Master. So for those of us who can't make it to the temple and use your MP3 files
Yes.
for the Great Compassion Repentance, what kind of instructions or guidance would you suggest that will enable us to more easily go into samadhi?
There's no such instruction will tell you to go easily into samadhi. Because as soon as I sell it to you that way, it's not going to work anymore. It only works if you pay me. If you don't pay me, it's not going to work. Okay? But if you pay me for it to work, it has to be a lot of money. More than you can afford. So you see, that's why, because it works that way, so we can't make you pay in any form at all, because for it to really help you, if paying helps you, we will have to charge you a lot of money. And so you follow instructions, okay? Don't stop thinking, stop trying to figure out how to make it happen. You all should understand this process. The way we train you is to teach and yet not teach. The moment that you realize I'm teaching you, that is when your obstructions will arise. So the way the Chan training goes in our world is that we teach you, and yet you don't realize we're teaching you. So how is that done? It's done by you following instructions. Just do it. Sit, and your assignment, your mission, is to make sure you do it every day and try to overcome your obstructions, your difficulties. And if you have trouble overcoming those difficulties, for example, Apple, San Francisco here, used to first came and say, I hurt too much, I don't like it, I hate pain, and so forth. Okay, so we all have our difficulties, and now look at her and say, oh, I love this. And then she would go home, when she first started, she'd go home and take it out on her husband. Okay, or she come here and say, my husband's no good. And now after she broke through, for 6 months later, she said, oh, my husband, he's such a beautiful person. I'm so lucky. You see, there's a wisdom that's being developed somewhere. We don't know where, okay? But the point here is that just follow the instructions and hang in there. Don't quit, and try your best, and just follow the instructions. That's how you enter samadhi. It's not surprising for all of you at your levels, for almost all your level, is that You enter samadhi, and that you don't even know you enter samadhi. I recognize it, but you can't. Okay? And that's my job, to be able to recognize it, to help you, to encourage you. But you don't need to worry about it, okay? Because your level is too low. If you know about it, you get a big head, you get a big nose, and you think you're so special. You are very special to me, of course. Jing! But we can't tell you that. Okay, we tell you, then it's not going to work. If we tell you you're special, then you no longer are. Did I say that? Okay, so it's best just follow instructions. Number one, try your best to keep up the schedule, meditate every day, and if you have problems, come to us and we try to help you overcome those problems. You're supposed to have problems. That's a good thing. That's all you need to know. If you work hard, you will develop problems. Okay, and that's why we're here. We're here to help you overcome those problems. I know that the Chinese style I used happened to me. I worked so hard, and I had problems, and no one could help me fix those problems. Okay, for example, shaking. Anyone shakes? So many you Koreans and Asians shake. For some reason, the pale face, they don't shake at all. Okay? Us yellow-faced people, we shake like crazy. Okay? And so I used to shake myself. Not as much as some of you. Like Xian Fa, she's crazy. She sat there, she turned around, you know. Actually, it's a good state. Okay? You should not be scared. It's a very, very good state. Okay? So that's why we tolerate it. When it's good for you, we put up with it. When it's not good for you, we will help you fix it. Okay? So those I had problems, and no one could help me fix it. Okay? To the point I had to decide: do I continue or do I quit? All right? So we'll help you when you will receive help when you need to. Okay? Just until then, just go along and practice and follow the instructions. Like Jumi used to tell me, if you don't teach me, I quit. I'm going to go to somewhere else where people are nicer to me and take care of me. And I said, okay, goodbye. We taught, but you don't know you're being taught. That's the nature of the Mahayana teaching. You are taught, and yet you don't know you're taught. You help, and yet you don't know you're being helped. All right? So it's just be happy that you have a chance to practice. Hang in there as long as you can. Don't quit prematurely. Okay? As long as you don't quit, great things are happening. Okay? That's all you need to know. Okay? Have faith. Okay? Go see Relics to help you develop even more faith. Okay, any other questions? Yes, yellow.
Hello. Thank you, Master. I have a question about the blessing. Based on my stupid understanding, I feel the blessing is like a credit we can earn by following the instruction or doing right things, good things, and it can help us to cultivate or protect us when we have some circumstances,
Yes.
something like that.
Yes.
But a few weeks ago, when Master talked about the discrimination, I remember Master mentioned Afric blessing. So my question is, is the blessing related to the geography location, or I feel it should be a universal currency. So could you give me some explanation about this? Thank you, Master.
Sure. Blessings are generated when you do something good. and helping others. Okay, so for example, when you meditate, number one, this is what the people who teach meditation will explain this to you. It takes a lot of blessings for you to be able to receive instructions. Think of it like you want to go into a good educational program. You need to go attend a good school. Okay, you need to have the blessing. You need to have the skills. You need to have the smarts. You need to have the education, the grades, and so forth. Right? So those are blessings that you must have in order to get in. Okay, same thing. In order to encounter this Chandama door, you have a lot of blessings already. Okay, and for you to continue to stick to the program, that's your blessings. So that's why when you meditate, okay, you are generating more blessings. So it takes blessings to come in, but then as you practice, you are generating more blessings yourself. So far, so good, because that's how you're able to continue to come. Because you have blessing come in, the blessing is gone. As you meditate, you generate more blessings, that enables you to come back and continue. Is that clear? Now, the objective is not for you simply to come, but for the objective is for you to improve. Okay? So that's why you have to generate even more blessings than just enough for you to come back. Okay? In order to improve. Okay, so let's say you are, whatever instruction we give you to generate more blessings, when you meditate, that's you creating tremendous blessings. When you overcome your obstructions, that's when you create even more blessings. That's how you improve. Okay, but once you improve, all your blessings are gone. Now you start from square one again. It's a very tough thing. You cannot say that I have blessings where it happened to all of them. You use them up to get there. And now you're starting over from square one again. So don't ever feel that you're special, that you have major accomplishments, you get where you are. It doesn't work like that, because you use up everything you have to get there, and you need to generate even more than before to continue to go up higher. Does it make sense? It's a very, very, very demanding kind of thing. That's why I feel deep in my heart, you're all so special. That's why you're able to hang in there. Chun-chun, don't quit. And you can tell, all you have to do, not to quit, hang in there. And good things happen naturally. You don't have to worry about it. Okay? Work hard, hang in there, okay? No matter how tough it is, no matter how mean I am, unfair I am. Well, look at Fang Lan, she's shaking, she's nodding her head. I'm a very nice person, shame on you. How disappointing, and you are also ungrateful. Anyway, so hang in there, that's the main thing. If you don't quit, good things happen naturally. Don't have to worry about it. The only danger you have is you quit prematurely. Okay? It's just like when you sit there and it hurts so much in the legs and you say, I can't take this anymore, I can't take this anymore. Just when you unbuckle, that's when just about you almost are breaking through and you quit. That's what happens to you. Okay? So don't quit, that's all. No matter what, how hard it is, how difficult it is. I remember Apple San Francisco. I mean, she used to come to me and cry, and why am I so unhappy? Why my husband's so mean to me? And now, we find out her husband took her on a safari to Africa, all places. Okay? And the guy is something else, he's crazy. I would never dare do it myself. And these people, and that's what their idea of adventure, idea of, of freedom. It's incredible, and it takes a special person to have that kind of mindset. And she used to complain to me bitterly about, I don't know, I don't like him. Why he keeps on yelling at me and oppressing me. Does he still do that? See? So it's her problem, and yet she blames it on her husband. Okay? That's what happens when you do meditation. You improve, become a better person. And before it's hard because she couldn't take it. Husband is being just a husband himself. Now she's much higher level, so that whatever husband does, it doesn't bother her anymore. The husband is still the same. Okay? The same crazy person who goes on safaris in Africa. Good Lord. Okay? But it's just, now she's a better person. She can handle anything. That's all. That's what makes you so special. There. Okay, any questions, everyone? Okay, thank you all. I'll see you next time. Okay.